Alrighty, we are live. Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David and Brian? Well, I've just learnt me something as to what time I appear on your. Excuse me, I seem to have a bit of mucky muck on my nose. Or was it just my imagination? I don't know. Anyway, as to what time I appear in your part of the world. Yeah, 5 p.m. would be a fairly casual sort of a time. I must be your late evening viewing there, David. Oh, hey, Budgie Mama, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're well. Now, something I was going to mention. Certainly, you'd be unaware of this, Budgie Mama, but certainly David and Brian, who were with me yesterday, unboxing the Warspite. I've done a bit of Googling, and I'm good, thanks, man. I've had my hip surgery. The recovery is well underway. It's a process, obviously. Anyway, I've discovered that wooden decking for our Warspite can be purchased for quite a reasonable price. It's about all up, I think, $46 Australian, which to me I can come at that. Photo etch. Oh, hey Stephen, how you doing? Photo etch. So far as I've found so far, we're talking about $200 worth, and that's like, I'm not talking about in total. That's if you want to get a photo etch set for it, it's $200 Australian too. And that you're going, no. Although I can also get metal barrels for the cannons. These, I think, they're for a reasonable price. I might look at them. Things to consider. In any event, after all that waffling, today we're getting back onto the Mustang car. Doing a bit more on the front end. And wherever else we find to paint. These are the things. Alrighty. Now, into Posy. And, of course, the obligatory caffeine. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And around it comes. Now, let's have a look at what we're doing today, shall we? Now, something I did want to get onto was indeed finishing this front end. It's very close to done. There's a few little tidy-ups to be done. There's a bit of, in fact, quite a few tidy-ups to be done. And a bit on here as well. So, things I might want to consider. Now all of these are done, I think. We're all good in the hood. We'll worry about that shit later. These is, again, we've been working on these a fair bit lately, but there's a bit to them. And there's a couple of things I would also like to get done on here, because I wouldn't mind getting that logo done. Because I reckon, oh, you can't see it. Hang on. Zoom in. Now, I've got the white stripe on that logo done. I want to put the blue and the red and do the silver. There is actually a decal that goes on that, but I just would like to do that just because for this. Well, I guess there's a point to which it's for the same reason the dog licks its balls, because it can. And come on, guys, let's not lie to each other. If you had that ability, you'd be doing it too. But that and just tidying up around this bottle here. Maybe reinforcing some of the yellow and around here a bit. Just do this bit of there. Now, paints up we come. Now, that I don't think will actually, or the bits I want to attend to probably won't take that long per se. And in fact, something I would like to quickly check before I start removing paints is, because I've misinterpreted some of how the paint thing here. You see, I thought they use chrome on the interior of the light and indeed the rim, whereas I prefer to use stainless steel for the interior and chrome on the rim as just to create a slight differential in the paint. Now, when I saw chrome, I thought it was around the rim there. It's not, it's just for the lights. So I can just try out the same stainless steel. Not stainless steel, natural steel on that. And I'll probably use the acrylic because it dries nicer. I'll zoom out a bit. Not that much, about there. Now, and there's things like this I've still got to do, like the red on the battery there. Stuff like this, lots of little things. Lots of little things that I feel. I'll stop right there. I'm sure that Gwen Stefani is turning in her grave, and you know what? She ain't even dead yet. Now, there we go. Yeah, I'm correct about that natural steel there. So that's what we will use. Now, other things. So we're going to be doing some clear orange there. I think I've got clear orange. Oh, wow. They're actually chrome parts. Interesting. I'll give you a zoom in on this. This is intriguing development. I had thought going into there they were clear. No, they are actually chrome. Bam. Right. So let's have. I'm actually curious to see that now. And if I do have clear orange, because I reckon I do. I reckon I went and bought all the relevant paint colours as required. And oh, here we go. Yeah, right. Wow. They mean business. There we go, right there. Might get onto them as well, by golly, by gosh, by crikey. Well, while I'm assessing that, is there anything else that's... here we go. Boys and girls. You know, if I'm going to be doing this front end and sort of behaviour, you know, I might as well do lights and things like that. So where? Here they are. Yep. Yep, we'll do some of them today as well, I reckon. Now, anything else coming to mind, big boy? No, I think that will... Right, that means... And the colour there is... I reckon that's clear red. And they say I'm just a pretty face. No, they don't. Bastards. Anyway, I've got to say, you were definitely watching on this one, David. You may have been Brian. When I reorganized my desk and got all my shit together, so glad I did that. It makes it all so much easier to work with. You know, this is what I've been needing for some time. Now, we'll be needing this today. You'll be needing now insignia red. That is one that we will need. Now that is brass. Don't need that. What's this? No, don't need that. Don't need that. Normal red. Aha! Clear orange. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. Clear yellow. I can tell you right now, I do have clear red. Whole red. Close but no cigar. Cha-cha-cha. What other colours am I looking for? Now, chrome, I know where it is. We've got the yellow. All I'm looking for is the red, isn't it, really? Because I know my... Yeah. I am a natural steel. Now, give me a moment. Signal red. And one insignia blue. Here's the other one I'm after. These are all getting into German colours, I think, mostly. Yeah, I don't think insignia blue's in this lot. Oh, I tell a lie. Insignia blue. Is that 2 lots of insignia? No, there we go. We'll be using that in the red for the logo. Now, so clear red is definitely not in here, which means this is in, most likely in the other box. Who would have thought, eh? Now, up we come. And whilst we're here, we'll grab this one. This is where we can get our... oh, man, I tell you, it was really chilly when I woke up this morning. Well, no, woke up this morning. Better stop there. It was very chilly, so I got my fighter pilot jacket on. Still pretty chilly. Now, as I've waxed lyrical before, I'm in front of the aircon, woolen jacket. Oh yeah, I'm toasty. As you can see, I'm feeling pretty good about that. On a more serious note, I do feel sorry for people who are not so well posited as my good self. And it's all the more reason why I go, well, at least I can be happy about that fact. Now, clear red, bullseye. Now, I think that was the proverbial lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels of what we require, at least up to this point. Yeah, yes, it is. All right. Yeah, offo. Up we come. Now. Delay. Bing, ding. Pop all of them over to there. Get them out of the way. We'll start with a nice, easy option. being all I really require with the stainless steel. I mean, chrome parts going in there, so I don't need to do any painting in there. But is this little area in there where the lights, or some lights, are going to go. So we'll do them. Geez, yeah, you would have seen that. Okay, I'll zoom in a bit better when the time comes. Is there any information on this I'm required to keep? If not, it's a blank piece of paper. Alrighty. Now, where's my goggles? Oh, there they are. Jolly good. Now, oh, look at that mucky muck. Next time I have a visitor, I am going to get them, or ask them, and sure they'll probably cooperate, to get one of my bass guitars out. I think I'm ready to play. It's just I can't actually get it out of the case. If I have it actually on the stand, I reckon I can do this. Get back into practicing again. I'm hanging. I really am hanging to start playing again. Now, let's bring our paint brushes over. We'll go with that one. No, that one. Yes. Now, goggles. Oh! Popping the microphone there. That is not a euphemism. Now, if I'm here, right, now what we're doing, hopefully I'm not going to, if I'm going to need to bring you forward, is we're just going to go into here. And diddly. Bring it this way. Oops. That's okay. Got a little bit where I wanted it, where it should be black, but that's okay, as I said. Let's face it, it is all part and parcel of the process. And now we'll go into there. Now, after this, we're going to do two colours, insignia red and insignia blue. And it's just one little stripe of each. And theoretically, that shouldn't take too long either. So yeah, okay. Right. So we've got our the back light backings there done. I have to tilt that up a bit there for you to see because the light's casting a shadow there, but there we go. All right. Zoom out. Gogs off. Clean brush. Now, next, I can mix those two paints at the same time happily. I'll give that a bit more of a rinse. I think I see some paint still in it. There we go. Now, insignia red, insignia blue. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that mucky muck. Let's get all of that shaken into. Shaken, not stirred. And turn them upside down for a bit. And right way up. Still going to be a while. Haven't used these colours in some time, so I shouldn't be entirely surprised by that. The sediment's probably fully settled back to its original starting point. So yeah, oh, look at this one. This one's starting to come to the party. What I should get, I've seen one, is one of these, you can get an actual paint shaker thing. And it's just like, okay, if I'm doing this, it does about a shitload more of them in fast, but because there's a machine like, I was like, oh, there you go. And took 10 seconds, if that, instead of this sort of knees bent advancing behavior. It's not really knees bent advancing behavior, but you know what I'm saying. It's a pain in the ass. That's what it is. It's a pain in the ass. But sadly, one we all need to go through if we're going to mix our paint properly. So yeah, well, the blue's almost there. What is the deal with this red? Come on now. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? As a quick little aside, I rather enjoyed looking at the Warspite yesterday. And there are some parts of it that we may get onto sooner than, or I might get onto before I even finish these kits, just because I kind of like it. Looks at some what's on there. What I might do first is make executive decisions about the thing about lashing $200 on the photo etch for the Warspite, which aside from $200, really, is the thing of, I mean, the kit itself, I think, cost me $150. And okay, so therefore, if I'm going to go another 46, say for the wooden decking, okay, fine. Takes up to a $200 kit. If I get the metal barrels for the cannons, I think that takes it up to about, we're talking the $220 kit. At what point do I start going, Rob, maybe you can just maybe, big boy, you can start taking a fucking sedative. Hey, well, at least this one's, what I might have to do is, once the blue's in, it'll be easier to, well, not easier, but at least that one will be done. And then I'll do some more shaking to get this bloody red mixed properly. I mean, it looks quite nice up the top, but look at this shit. You can't have that. You just can't. Actually, you know what I could do? This one's almost there. Now, I'm going to see if just letting it sit upside down of its own will facilitate some of that. There's this wonderful thing called gravity, So I'm going to see if just by leaving that like that, whether we can get a bit of mixing of its own accord going on. Now, one thing I'd better do I need to even pour that out? I probably only need enough. I might be able to get enough of a cat if we're lucky. Let's see how we go. I might want to get this out of the way, mightn't I, before I put my hand or something into that paint. Now, nah. Nah. So, I'm also not going to need very much at all. And the blue goes on the left. That's enough. Yeah, okay, got it. Now, what we're going to do, give me my goggles. Put it a bit further over there so I don't knock it over. Now, I see the very brush I seek. Come here, yeah. And, bloody hell. The only downside to having the air being positioned directly under the aircon is that bits of paper suddenly become a whole lot more animated than they might otherwise. I almost lost a piece of paper towel on the floor then. It should have been nothing more than inconvenient, but Now, so that goes there. Gotcha. Not yet, we don't. There we go. other side of that. And I'll give you a bit of a zoom in. Now note, I'm still going to probably be putting the decal on that, but it'll give it some good colour backing for when that happens. And we're going just... All right. Now give me a moment. And let's see how it's going under big magnification. Right. Well, it hasn't actually come out that well. You can't really see it. It's just that we've got the decal in, isn't it? There is blue on that, trust me. Well, what that's telling me is that, thank Christ, we have the decal. Should I bother with the red even? Probably not, and maybe just hit the rest of that with chrome. Straight out would be the GO, I think. I think I'm trying to get overly arty-farty by doing it this way, and I don't think I'm getting any significant benefit from it. There is a decal for that spot. We'll do it that way. Ich habe gesprochen. Now, but at least we gave it a crack, and at least we gave that a bit of exploration. Oh, hey, Sprue, how are you doing? Oh, hey, Bassman. Oh, hey, Gustavo. Over here it's morning, mate. The live stream I'm doing now, or I do on any given morning, is one of the first things I do. And that's largely because being in Australia, we are, to quote one of our prime ministers, at the arse end of the world, which is to say miles away from everybody else's time zones. Fortunately, I like getting up early, and to me, it's just a nice little cruisy way to kick into the day. Get some modelling done, chat to some people, have a good time. Boom. How are you doing anyway? Just to give you an idea as to the time here, it is currently 7 in the morning. Now, as I said, we're not going to worry about that insignia red now that I've seen that the blue really didn't make that many odds. Now, things I do want to do is a bit of consolidation on the yellow around here. Brazil. Yeah, yes. In the world of time zones and such like, I am indeed in your future, good sir. Sadly, I cannot give you the lotto numbers or indeed the any beneficial outcomes on stock investments. That is my limitation as being in the future. I'm in South Australia. Have you ever heard of a place called Adelaide? It's actually the capital of the state, but yeah, that's where I live, and in fact, I was born and raised. It's a nice place. As far as it's not over, I think our population's only about 1.5 million. It's pretty small. Nice one. Oh, then I do not need to explain to you about its locale and what it's like. You are familiar with it. Yeah, it's a nice place to live, man. I used to live in Melbourne, right here. Was that like a working holiday, or did you just like were you studying, or do tell? And then here's another one. Where do you live in Brazil? I do know some of the cities. I don't know. I've never been to Brazil. I am, like I said, I know there's I know the geography of some of it, and I know most of it is still pretty much Amazonian rainforest, to my understanding, which is pretty damn cool when you think about it. The Amazon's awesome. Now, goggles. Now, so I saw this thing in. Actually, this might be just the ticket. Yes. Can't remember where I saw it, but it was this thing where apparently there's a point on the Amazon where a wave gets created. I don't know if it's a regular thing or a certain time of year, but basically you can literally ride it for miles, and surfers do. Okay. Interesting. Now, yeah, you can hang on. I'll just go. Now, so I'm going to just go into here a bit. Paint reactivation. I will need to change my brush. That's a bit irritating. I'll have to come back to that area shortly. But fortunately, there's a few things in this colour that I wish to do down the other end anyway. Okay. Ah. Oh, so you know Australia quite well then. Yeah, I've only been outside of Australia when I went to Thailand and China, including Hong Kong. There are many parts of the world I would like to travel to. South America is certainly one of it. But in fact, there's no part of the world, actually, no, I'll amend that. In ordinary circumstance, there is probably no part of the world that I would not be interested in traveling to for various reasons. There are, however, various reasons why you might not want to go to some countries because, well, hey, you might want to come out with your life if you're going somewhere. Places like, you might look, some of the archaeology in places like some areas of the Middle East, for example. I'd love to go and see that, but now, what we'll do here, what I aim to do here is there we go. Get a bit more definition on this bottle here. There's a gas bottle there. There's a gas bottle there. That's better. You've probably seen more of Australia than I have, mate. That fact is actually not so good. I should know my own country better. I really should. Indeed, as I've pointed out, that's better. That's not what I pointed out. But to a few people, I've actually probably seen more of China and Thailand than I have of Australia in terms of. In China, I've seen the Great Wall, the entrance to Old Peking, the Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square. I've done training there, and I've seen a lot of that. I'm trying to think what significant places I've been to in Australia, and the answer is not many. Oh, your son was born over here, was he? So he'd be an Australian citizen by rights. That could be very handy for him. There we are. Right. Now. All right. There's a couple of other areas here that I should probably get a bit more into. Then I'll give you a quick zoom in. And we'll go that way, in fact. Oh, good on you. My family were actually I think I mentioned it earlier. We're from the UK originally. I'm going to go for a slightly different brush in a minute for a moment. And yeah, this country, well, it had a population before the arrival of white people, of course. And then, well, colonials did what colonials did back then, which is what is politely referred to these days as genocide. But that's pretty much just what went down around the world. As I've pointed out to a few people, it wouldn't have mattered who colonised Australia, it would have happened. But yeah, anyway, ultimately, since then, Australia is ultimately built on immigration, and I ain't just talking about the convicts neither. The first and most obvious travellers who settled here. It's not like they had too many. Here's a funny comment. This one's from, because over here, and you might be aware of this, Gustavo. In fact, I'd say you probably are. Australia Day has a bit of controversy with it because to a lot of Aboriginal people, they view it as the day that their country was invaded. There's a lot of kerfuffle about that. And an amusing comment from an Aboriginal lady was, sounds like the maintenance people are just outside the window, or maybe it's the council. Either or, there's something very noisy going on outside. Anyway, and she's been having a discussion. She's being interviewed, basically, giving her thoughts. She was an elder, as to why she thought the day should be moved. She said, "Well, to us, it's the day we got invaded. And I don't know why you guys celebrated either. Most of you guys were in chains. Wouldn't have been a great day for you in any event." You think she has a case. A lot of those people on that day did not want to be there. Yeah, that's a pretty fair call. So yeah, but it is what it is. I personally think they should look, if it causes people to be upset, change the date. It was never a set date until I think John Howard made it so. And it's not necessary. Indeed, depending on which state, I mean, South Australia has its own little proclamation day, I think it is. It's the day that we landed on the 27th of December. Sounds right. And anyway, but each state got set up. Jeez, they're noisy out there today. Whatever. At a different time, so it doesn't have to be on January the 26th, which is when the first fleet arrived, obviously, as you'd be aware. So, yeah, there we go. That's my 2 cents worth. And I'm not Ken Brockman. My God, what are they doing out there? Oh, they're getting quiet, or going further away at least now. Sounds like maybe. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own view on things, you know. I try to be open-minded. Now, that's starting to look a lot nicer for those little bits of tidying up. This paint's kind of tacky for some reason. By tacky, I'm talking about I've got a little. For some reason, it seems to be a little bit thicker than I might like it. But now, it's almost done. And then I'll give you a zoom in. But overall, I am now far happier with how this area of the body is looking prior to airbrushing. Because now, of course, I just seal that off, and boom. I believe that's the noise we're looking for here. Boom. One thing I might want to do is get a bit more of this color paint. Before I start airbrushing anyway. All right. Oop, a bit blurry there. We'll go across here. All right. So into there. All right, and I'll see if I can. There's one area here where I've got a bit of paint reactivation. Let's see if I can fix that up. Maybe. Then I'll give you a zoom in. That's looking much nicer. It really is. All right. We'll clean the brush first. That was worth doing. And I'll give you a zoom in. Now, so what this part of the engine is, or not engine, of the painting is just the windscreen wipers, some vents, a bottle, and I guess it's top part of the engine bay. Oh, hang on, I've got a phone call coming in. Hang on, guys. Shit, I better answer that. Shit. The camera's about to go a bit haywire, excuse me. Hello? Yep. Yes. Good, thank you. Okay. Okay, no, see you. Bye. Sorry about that, guys. That was just the nurse to do with dressings on my leg ringing, and it was important. I probably should have done that. Yeah, but yeah, I was in a bit of a hurry. But yeah, it was important I took the call. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for your patience. Well, I assume you were patient. Now, so what we've done there, and the reason I've done it this way is because ultimately, whilst there's a lot of this I can airbrush, as you will soon see, that would have required ridiculous amounts of masking, would not have probably come up so nicely, and there we have. But now, all we have to do is varnish, mask, and we can airbrush to our heart's content. That's come up pretty smoothly. I like that. There's a couple of touch-ups still required on the black there, maybe. On the whole, she's looking pretty nice. Now, what I might do, right, just a little bit on here, just for good measure. Mostly across the top there, around the edges here. Just, well, because. Yes, that's why. Because. And in fact, I will even, we won't go this brush. We'll go something a wee bit more chunky for a punky. I'm pretty happy with how that's come up. And like I said, the pro to this, or the advantage here is we varnish, mask up, then it's just the easier way of airbrush. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Now, what we'll do, I'm unsure as to whether this area here is actually visible, but if it is, actually the top part there probably would be. We obviously want it painted, don't we? Yes, we do. I should probably keep a bit of an eye on. Oh yeah, plenty of time. Well, a good half an hour at least before I need to probably consider getting my shit together. There we go. Yeah, that's looking very crisp now. There we go. Pretty happy with this as a yellow to use as a contrast against our jet black. It's a good colour for the occasion. There we go. Now, I wouldn't mind. Oops. Oh, that's good. Get that nice and strong through there. Yeah. Now, I might need to wait to do some of the chroming here. We'll do some at least anyway. The bit I'm going to probably have to wait on is around the grill there, I would suggest, just because there may be some yellow or that's still wet in the area. I don't want to activate that. That's the thing. Or I don't want to get two wet bits of paint mixed up together. I'm sure we understand why. But, all right, now, I'm going to come around here. Yeah, now she's looking there. Now, after this, we will hit some chrome. There we go. All right. I'm going to clean this brush. And then I'll give you a zoom in on where we're at with this. And then we're going to do a bit of chrome work. Yes, we are. And then, yeah, we'll, well, we've got other colours we can work with. And we will too. Well, depending on how we're going for time. Now, cleaning this. Jolly good. Now, rinse. Now, yes, and very quickly I'll use this one, splotch. Now, so we just consolidated the yellow there on top, but also overall where we're at so far. And the yellow's coming up quite nicely on this as well. So now we're going to put a bit of chrome on. The only bit of chrome we're not going to put on for now is going to be the badge and around the grill. We're going to do our lights and around those edgy bits there. I believe that's what they're called, the edgy bits. Yes, they are. Now, now, we'll want to go a very crisp brush for this, I would suggest. Now, come here, there we go. I do like this paint, I've got to say. Enough that I would happily, well, I do have some others, but I'll use this as a detailing paint. Even if it does take longer to dry, it's got some good shit going on, it must be said. Now we'll go, rather liking the looks of this number. Let me just have a close look at it under the goggles, get a mouthful of coffee, and we'll get down to business. All right. Now, I am already thinking about what we're going to do tomorrow. And tomorrow I reckon we're going to continue with this. Yes, we are. What we're going to do now we go around here. There we go. Oh, actually, I'm pretty happy with how some of that's coming up. Now, you will need to go around the side on some parts of this. There we go. Bright and shiny. I will need to do some tidy ups, but that's all good in the hood. Just doing the sides of this one now. Come on. There we go. All right. Now, yeah, actually, that's really cool. I'll when I've done this other one, I'll give you. Actually, no, be damned. I'll give you a zoom in now. One thing I'm happy about on this is that I've achieved is you can see there's a difference between the chrome on the rim and the stainless steel and the globe in the middle. And to me, that's a cool contrast to have because there is a difference if you follow me. I like it anyway. Now, we continue the process. Delay. I think the reason I like it is because it was, to me anyway, or to my mind, probably how you would have it in real life. It would be a different reflective surface than chrome. So it creates that difference. Yeah, the point is when the lights are in, you'll be able to see a difference, hopefully. All right. Now again, there are going to be some touch-ups in the yellow, I would suggest. As I come around here, I can tell you right now I've made some errors, but they're not big ones. And that's fine. All right. 2. Now we'll do those 2 inner around the rims there. Then I'll give you a zoom in. And that's actually starting to come up quite nicely now. Yes, it is. Now, and like I said, the only reason I don't want to do around the edge of the grill is because in fact, I'm pretty sure there will be some wet yellow paint, so I don't want to mix the two. But we're getting very close to this part being done. Now, All right. Ah, yes. Now, in this instance, there's going to be little touches done up on black, but that's okay. All right. Yeah, that's coming up. Oh, actually, this will look really nicely when it's finished, guys. I'm feeling a bit chipper about it, I am. All right. Sweet. All right. Now, if I come around that way, around that way. Hang on a moment. Let me just a bit more across there. All right. Yeah, that's going to come up real well. Good when it's finished. Good. So we can start to see how it's going to look in the final analysis. It's getting closer. But yeah, pretty happy with how it's all looking thus far. And yes, there are some tiny touch-ups, but you know. Alrighty. Now, I believe we needed to put some chrome on one of these rear lights. So we might as well do that while we're here. Give me a moment. Aha! Correct. Right in the middle. So, this we will now do. They go that way. This we go. Oops. Just here. Oops. All right, and one, and two. There we go, and they both go. Give me my piece of paper. Like so. Actually, one case I'm going to quickly get a piece of, there. I'm just going to quickly tidy that up with a toothpick. There's one small little error there. Delete. And then now what's the time? We're doing all right, yeah? Give me a moment here. What was that? Please tell me something didn't come off of this. Oh no. I think something did. Stay cool, big boy. We'll deal with that later. Let's deal with the situation in hand. There it is. Get that off of there. There we go. That's that cleaned up. All right. Jesus, what the hell's happening there? My camera decided to suddenly sag on me. I think I may have found what came off. Yeah, because I found this on the table. Hello, hello, hello. And there's another one, but no, I reckon it might be something there. Rubbing. Bit nervous about a few things there. In a worst case scenario, I'll find a way to fix. Now, where's our blue box? Because I suppose I'll pop those into for the time being so as I don't lose my headlights. Now, better clean this brush and pop the lid on the paint. Now, oh hey GB, how you doing? I'm doing well myself. Let me just get this lid on. There we go. Made some good progress on the Mustang today. We have. Now, probably my last thing will be to put the clear orange, I think it is we're after, on those chromed parts. Now, rinse. Now, actually, tell you something else. If I'm hanging off of doing the chroming here, there's a bit of jet black. I wouldn't mind tidying up around certain parts, and now's a good time. So we may well get onto that directly. We'll see how we go. Now, in the meantime, clear orange, I think it was. I'll just check that that's the color I'm after. That's not the part I'm looking for. That's not the part I'm looking for. Here we go. 28 and 29. Clear orange. I know this isn't cute. Pretty sure in my own mind. But as always, I will check. Yep. Orange cloud. Now, being this one. Boom. Now, So we're after these. And I'll just quickly check out. Right, okay. And they go right. You'll want a very crisp brush for this one. That's one thing you can safely say about most transparent paints. They mix pretty quickly. We've got anything vaguely reddish here? No, doesn't matter. No. We're not going to need a lot of this paint. So, it's plenty. Now, we'll probably go this one, I reckon. Yeah. Come here, yeah. Yeah, right. So, wow, that's actually really hard. There we go. Yeah, right. Yeah, the reflection is actually making this more tricky than it might otherwise be. But if I get the angle right, it can work for me. Need to get a toothpick out in a minute. Just clean up a bit of mucky muck. Better put that other one over here somewhere, I think. Here we go. Get that better for there. Ah, there it is. Might need to tidy that up with a bit of chrome of my own. Come here. There we go. That's better. Wow. All right, now we'll do the other one. Actually, that's not quite clean enough. Now, there we go. Now, oh, that actually looks pretty cool. Give you a zoom in a minute. A bit more into there. All right. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Totally worth the time and effort on that one. Oops, a daisy. Ah. Ah. Oh, hey, Alex, how you doing? Ah. Oh, nice. Now, let me just clean this brush. I'll give you a zoom in on what I've just did there. It goes on. I'll show you where they go, and then you'll see why I'm going. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Or at least I think you will. All right. Rinse. Now, so what's happened there? Hang on a moment. Not very good. Hang on. Yeah, be good. So these, which now have their clear orange, that does look cool. I like that. Where they go is in, hang on, get that piece of paper again, create our backing, is in there. So yeah. Yeah, right. Heavy rain and choppy seas, you reckon? Dearie me. Now, give me a moment. Just mop that up. I'll plug that up as I do. Now, time is, because I do need to be aware of it in this instance. But I reckon I wouldn't mind just doing a bit of jet black on that front end, just under there and around into there, which won't take long. And would actually, I'd have to say, give us overall a very productive stream. And I'll be very happy with our outcomes. Yes, I will. Now, jet black is probably in here, I would suggest. Attempted escapee. Now, hang on, just zoom out. Now, I would say I am wrong. It would be in the other one. That would be my guess. While I'm here, these can go back, because we're not going to be needing them again. All right. Now, that means let's have a look in this one. Now, give me a moment. Oh, no attempted escapees this time. I think this is jet black. Winning. And back we go. Now, give it a good shake. This bloody headset, I tell you, I've tried using blue tack to hold it all in place. It's just giving me the chips at times. Now, All right. We will grab this. Again, we're not going to need a lot of paint. And then we shall get down to business, we shall. Oof. Oh, 2 sirens. Deary me. 2 sirens is really good. Now, next. I'm actually going to go a really thick brush on this one, I reckon. Well, not thick, but yes. Which I think Mr. Citadel will do the job for us. Now, once I've done these little areas on the inside, I'm giving you a zoom. Well, this sort of thing falls into the category of it's more noticed if you don't do it. There we go. Because you want to make sure that's better. Much nicer straight away. It's a little thing of absolutely consolidating your line. You don't want to be having etchy sketchiness. Once I've done this at zoom in, I can totally see straight away that has already been well worth doing. Now, where else do I need to go with this? Much nicer, just for that. Now, we're good there, a little bit in there. We will now come, we're good there, a little around that. Now we'll just go along that bottom line. Might just do a little bit more in there, just to... now we're getting places. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, we'll come down across here. Into there a bit. Now it's looking like a Mustang front end. All right. Yeah, that was well worth doing. Clean the brush. Then I'll give you a zoom in. Okay. Oh, here we go. Glad you like it, Alex. Which Mustang are we talking about there, GB? In this instance, a fair way through. We've got a lot of painting. What I'm trying to get done on this is the all the hand painting before I get onto the airbrushing. And there is quite a bit of hand painting for this sort of I'm discovering on this, because there's, well, shitloads of really cool detail. What I can do, let's see what's the time. Yeah, I can do this. I can do this. Give me a moment. Now, I'll show you what we did today. Then I'll show you what else we've gotten done or where we're at to answer your question, mate. Now, on the P51B, we've got hit a bit of a stalling point because the wings are giving me a bit of a fisting of fury with regards to going onto the fuselage. And there's been a lot of filing required for that. We're almost through that, though. There's been a process. Now, getting back to what we've done today, what Rob did. First up, we've here's our front end now, and that's a much happier looking front end. We've still got a bit to do on it, but it's looking good. We tidied up this little area here. So that's looking very sweet, reed and petite now. We put a bit of chrome on these lights because they have them. And we painted okay, well, this is what you'll soon be seeing, mate. Those as well, which are the lights. Now, that's what we did today. As to where we're at with it on the whole, give me a moment. I'm just going to take my goggles off. Now, what we've got is we've done, I'll zoom you out a bit, and we have most of our engine done and prepped and ready to be assembled. This is we still need to do a bit of work on. This is the engine backboard, and that's some suspension. Most of it, as I said, is actually pretty close to being ready for assembly. Undercarriage and more suspension. More engine stuff. Engine on the console. They hold up the. There's a few engine bits here. There's a few interior bits here. I still need to do the red on that battery. We've done the mags. So yeah. What else have we gotten done? The interior, notwithstanding a few tidy ups. Some more. Not quite sure what function that serves, but it's something. Door trims. What else? Yes, somewhere in here, give me a moment, this is one of my bits I'm kind of pleased with, and there's still a lot of decals to go on this. Dash. So yeah. So as you can see, we've got quite a bit done on the whole. What I'm wanting to get done is all the stuff that I want to paint by hand, because then I just go to the airbrushing and then we just put it all together. Boom, 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 boom. That's my theory. All right. And we'll continue with the car tomorrow, I reckon. And then on Wednesday, we'll get back to the aircraft. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. All right. glad you like it, man. Now, let me just get these paints out of the way of my feet. Zoom that out. Bring that around. And there we go. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Now, first-time viewers, you know what I'm about to suggest, don't you? It's follow, like, or subscribe. Very simple equation, really. By the way, GB, it's Rob with a B. Doesn't matter. I know who you're talking to. Anyway. Now, if you'd like to track me down on the platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. Glad you enjoyed it, Bassman. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And again, if you track me down there, what are those words? What are they, people? They are follow, like, or subscribe. Now, I wouldn't apologize for it. I just thought I'd mention in passing. I find it kind of funny. Now, you're Gary, by the way, aren't you? I thought my pleasure, David. Anyway, yes, as I said, that's me done for today. Tomorrow we're going to be back again on the Mustang. And we'll get a wee bit more painting done, we shall. Yes, we shall. Because we're getting really close to that point of airbrushing. What I would like to do is to get things such that in an ideal world, I'll bear that in mind in the future there, Gary, because it's good to call people by their name if they choose to be addressed that way. I've seen others do so I shall. Anyway, so yeah, what I'd like is to ideally have everything set such that we could airbrush the aircraft and basically have all our kits at its airbrushing time, and boom, and away we go, if you follow me. Because that would work real well on a efficiency basis. I'm all about efficiency. Actually, no, I'm not. We'll leave that discussion there. Anyway, again, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow again. We'll be on the Mustang doing some more painting at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. I'll bear that in mind, Gary. Catch you later, guys. All right, see yous.